with that. And in that live, I was asked for a name, and at the time there was only one name I could remember.
Yeah.
And that was Irish's name, so I mentioned it. That night, I then messaged Irish and told her that I had mentioned her name. Now, however, I didn't go through my loads of messages because I don't speak to her on a regular basis. Couldn't see it, so I typed in Irish in the normal search bar and messaged the first page that I came across and didn't think any more of it. It happened to be her backup, so she didn't see it for 4 days. So she had problems with that, saying that I was being snaky for not messaging her first page. They didn't like what I had to say. They had a live about me. I think it was the next day. There was another live. I went in and I was told that I got no proof of this. I was like, well, I have got proof. So I left the live. They didn't like that because I didn't stay to be shouted at. But they asked me to show proof. So I said, okay, I'll go and load up the computer and I'll show the proof. So I loaded up the computer and showed the snapshots where there was a couple of them that had said, go over into this person's live, and it wasn't just Alphabet, it was another ladies as well. 2 different, one was Angry Irish, one was, I can't remember the name, so I'm not going to say it. And they said, go over and say these things in the chat. And personally, to me, if someone's a twat on their own, there's no need to go and encourage them to be a twat while winding them up. They're already going to pop off on their own, you don't need to do it. And that was it. That was the only thing I had issue with. I also didn't understand the need to put the silly filters on them.
I agree with you. I've seen that. I do agree with you. I don't mind about the silly filters because I think sometimes it can be quite stressful. So I can understand why they do it. But the sending people in.
I was told it was to get over the algorithm, though, to keep you out on the FYP page, which it isn't. But that I asked in, I think it was Riley's live, I asked why, because they never used to put them on, and I was told, oh, it's for the new, it gets over this new TikTok algorithm thing. I was like, oh, okay, I'll look into that, and it isn't. But my mistake, and I will hold my hands up, and I'm sorry if I worded, and I say if I worded because I haven't got the thing, so I'll say I'm sorry that I worded it in a way that made me tell people that they should rule their lives in the way that I think they should not have done that. People are entitled to do their lives as they want. However, I should not have to go around and tell everybody, oh, because I do FYP, oh, Sobriety Jack, I've got a clip that I've been sent and I'm going to put it on my, it wasn't on my FYP that I did it, oh, but I've got a clip I've been sent and I'm going to give my opinion on it. Is it okay if I do that? Oh, Delusive Energy, I've got a clip I've been sent, I'm going to give my opinion on it. Am I allowed to do that? That's not how TikTok works. If you are allowed to give your opinions on somebody, other people are allowed to give their opinions on you, so you're allowed to have your opinion on me. That is completely fine.
I honestly, I'm not being funny, I wouldn't have messaged Angry Irish or whoever it was. If I've got something to say about someone, I'm factual, I'm not bitchy, I'm factual, I'll say it. And I wouldn't feel the need to go and say, by the way, I've said something about you. I wouldn't bother about that. If you've said it, you can own it, and you've got no right to come back to me to correct me over it.
The only reason I did it to out of the whole people was because I had Irish, because when it goes back to the Kirsten Camtoos, she was the only one that saw that when we believed that the Kirsten Camtoos were doing something that wasn't 100% great with the awareness, she's the one that listened. And that's all I was trying to do again was, guys, look, you are doing great work, but this, it's like photographing a wasp, doing a documentary on wasps and going, wasps can be really aggressive, be careful, they're dangerous. And then doing it one day and going, these wasps aren't acting aggressive today, this is a bit boring. I tell you what, let's get a stick and smack them so they're aggressive and entertaining to view.
Well, you're right. You're right. There's nothing wrong in that. I agree with you 100%.
And it doesn't mean, I mean, the filter, to be honest with you, Molly, the filters don't bother me. People, you know what, if people want to do it the way they're doing it, let them. But I just have that opinion. And all my opinion is like, guys, you're doing great work, because Alphaba is a twat. And I don't understand why people think I support Alphaba, because I don't. What my point is, if you're trying to raise awareness that Alphaba is a twat, maybe by poking him, you're going to make him have a meltdown, and then he's going to blame you for him having a meltdown when it's actually him, because he's going to use it as an excuse, because he is a twat and he'll use anything as an excuse to be a twat. So don't give him an excuse to blame you guys, because you're not the problem, but you are becoming the problem by doing that. And it just got lost in translate. I probably and more than likely did, because I word things shitty sometimes because I'm a human being. And that's on me. But now it's become a big thing because, I opened a can of worms, and I fucking did. So what? But the chat seems to be more winding it up than the people that it affected. The people that it affected seem to be taking it in better stride and moving on to do the good-hearted awareness against this person that is dangerous to children. And the chat all seem to want to do, Quirky is an Alphabet supporter. I'm not an Alphabet supporter. I just see things in a bigger picture going, look, Alphabet's a cunt. Let's not give him more of a reason to be a cunt.
Yeah.
Bad behaviour that we do not want to see. We don't want that behaviour, right? If we don't want that behaviour, let's not give anything that makes that behaviour fuel up. If you don't want that behaviour, don't do anything that might encourage that behaviour to happen.
Yeah, but for me,
it's in the moral high ground. If you're literally provoking them deliberately, you are. It's the point is, like you say, it's alive for awareness for everybody to see. But for you to be the one that's instigating something, who's worse? Two wrongs don't make a right.
I don't believe. I mean, maybe some of them are, but I don't believe that the genuine consensus was to do that. I do not, and I never. No. The knife implement, and this is what's been twisted the most. The knife implement. Alphabet clearly had that pre-planned. Right? This was nothing to do with the Cam2s. I do not believe the Cam2s were involved in that, but I'm taking this. We know that they pre-planned that. They waited for the chat to do something so that they could use the chat as an excuse to do that. So we know that they're enough of an arsehole to do something like that. So let's not give them an excuse to do something like that again, because that was traumatizing for the viewers. Now, why we might say, if people don't want to view that, they should scroll off. But somebody could have scrolled into that and saw that at the moment, and they've already got that triggered in their brain, like the epilepsy situation where they heard that noise. So let's not do things that might give them an excuse to do that shitty behaviour. And that's all I was saying. And I obviously worded it badly, but I don't think any way I could have worded it would have come across in any good way, because how dare you say that any of our wonderful, amazing Cam2 people could do anything wrong? People, we're all human, we make mistakes. And you tell me that if I just sent a message to them and go, by the way, I'm just thinking, well, should we be doing it this way? Because this might not. You telling me that any of them would have listened?
No, of course they wouldn't.
Is that the same sorry, quickly, this can be my last thing. Is that same live that Lottie was getting slated in as well?
That's where it started.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I went on her live after that, she was so upset, and I was really worried about it, because she's such a nice girl and very sensitive, and she would never deliberately do anything horrible to anybody. And they got really carried away, and I just thought, oh God, honestly, I don't like a bitch fest. If you've got something to say it, finish it, you're done. But on here, unfortunately, if you say one comment the wrong way, or how someone doesn't like it, then here we go. It all kicks off.
Okay. So I've literally not spoke about this purely because I'm like, now the I said what I said. We had our little speak between us. Obviously, there were certain people who I hurt a lot more than others because they, understandably so, it wasn't nice to hear, understandably so. So I didn't want to exacerbate it because I didn't want them to feel that way any longer, because they are genuinely doing more or less 99.9% of the time really good work. Go our separate ways, because I don't go. We're talking about the upset I've caused with the Cam2 community. So I thought, you go on your separate ways, carry on doing really good work. I'm not overly interested. I've said, like I would on a... Unfortunately, this didn't come out on a FYP show or any other way. It came out in a live, and I'm a bitch with an opinion, so I gave my opinion. And
you're allowed to have an opinion.
Carry on. And unfortunately, yes, somebody else had decided to have their say. My name had been mentioned, so I came in. But people sort of trying to say that I'm an Alphabet supporter, and this sort of... See what I mean? And this all your Alphabet's mod and things like that.
The shit enable wrong-uns. I mean, that's ridiculous. You obviously don't know her, William, do you?
Not you coming in here and proving the point.
William, get a grip.
Literally just did that.
Literally proving the point. A creator that I covered on the FYP, who I've gone, Avine has done this. This is terrible behaviour. And you've not been around, and
This is the first time I've seen you, William, so you obviously don't know, because how can you have seen plenty if this is the first time you've actually been in the live?
William's got 29 followers.
You've never been in here though, William.
39 followers, so at 39 following, so he's...
in the box and have a chat though. But somebody said if I'd have messaged them and said, "Oh, do you think us going into Avine's live and winding them up could be giving them an excuse? Not that they need an excuse, but they could get that excuse just to do one of their twatty things. Do you think that's a really good idea?" None of them would have listened. None of them would have listened. Not all of them do that. Not all of them do that. But I was sent, as an FYP, I was sent a couple of screen recordings, so I gave my opinion. But again, people don't like that because they hold certain creators. It's like CLA. Everybody has blind followers that follow them blindly. But I don't go around going, "Oh, Angie, I have got this opinion on this video. Am I allowed to say it? Oh, CLA, I've got a video. I'm going to give an opinion on it." Is that, well, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that.
Nobody else does it, so why should you?
I don't have to. I gave the courtesy of one person because I had respect for them, and it's unfortunate that I messaged the wrong account. Now, I can understand that they're not going to believe that that was by accident. Totally get that. But I messaged. I didn't even have to, but I messaged. And
Oh no!
Probably to a degree that it upsets.
I need to stop. That I know what that means, William. That keys part.
What does that mean?
KYS.
Yeah, well, I don't, so...
Yeah.
I don't know what it means.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Nice. Are you saying that about me?
Yeah. No.
Is it?
Do we mind if I block this person? Because
If
What an arsehole. Do you think that's going to affect me, William? Do you really think that's going to affect me?
I've muted.
wait there.
I've dealt with bigger
Wait
and
there.
uglier arseholes than you.
they've gone. Well,
I just blocked them, right? I've just blocked that, William, right? I'd already muted them before. So they do come in here and they do troll us. So I've just blocked them because, sorry, I ain't having all of that crap against RGB. No, we don't do that.
Thank you, Fitzy.
Explain to me how me saying that winding Alphabet up is not great because it will give him an excuse for his shitty behaviour, and we don't need to give him an excuse, will help. I don't understand how that makes me an Alphabet supporter when I've already said that he's a cunt. I'd love somebody to get in my box and explain that to me, because if nobody can explain that to me, I'm just going to say all you're doing is you don't like the fact that I called out your precious tattoos.
It's a bit like schoolyard bullying, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, there's always got to be someone that they have a dig out. It's often for absolutely no reason whatsoever, but it's just that everyone just pounce on that one person, give it a little while, they'll move on to someone else. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why they do it, because everybody is on the same page, apart from the idiots that support Alphabet.
People have the mentality, if you're not fully with me, you're entirely against me. Now, this is why I said a lot of these people haven't been following me. We have people that come in my life that do not agree with everything. High horror movies, everything that we do. People that don't agree with each other on a regular basis. And this is for a long while, and we know they are problematic. We call them out on their bullshit, and what we were saying is, look, we need to give them an excuse to do something stupid. None of us want them doing these stupid things, so let's not give them a problem. But again, I don't need to message these people and have a private conversation about it.
100% you don't.
I don't message a freaking... Oh, I'm just trying to think. I don't message... she's not here anymore, but I never messaged Annette and go, Annette, you know, if you didn't do this, then maybe people wouldn't do that. I don't have to do that.
No.
No. The problem is people have got so invested now they can't see past the end of the notes and they can't see the bigger picture. And that,
No,
that-
not to.
And that is what I'd like us to get back to doing, especially when we've heard, I mean, we've always known there's something weird about alpha and the minors. Now, also, there's this big difference between grooming for finances and grooming for nature. Both are disgusting and both are wrong. And also, if you're grooming for financial, it can lead over, because
yeah, they could both lead into each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's dangerous. And this is where
definitely.
those Cam2 people are now doing. And it is very important that they do that. So it is unfortunate that Weebs, bless her heart, did not realise that it being brought up again at this time because she's not caught up on what's going on, has now sort of interfered with, and that this has been spoke about instead of Orion's bad behaviour. But again, if I'd have started bringing up the recent idiotic things that Alphaville was doing and done it as part of the FYP in a small awareness segment, I'd have just had all the trolls going in, oh, but you support him, so why are you doing this? You said this about the Cam2s. And just because I don't agree with one thing that the Cam2s were doing doesn't mean that I don't agree with the rest. It's like, let's take Sobriety Jack. Let's take the recent situation with Sobriety Jack. Sobriety Jack does, as I said, vile, terrible, disgusting things on the app, right? But just recently, he was on live with a guy that was taking advantage of a guy that was playing intoxicated or passed out. And he was the voice of reason in that situation. So, as whole, I think Sobriety Jack is pretty much a wrong un. I'd say majority wrong. John Shields, that was it. Majority wrong, but he did one good thing. But this is what I'm saying. Cam2's 99.9% doing really good work. One thing that I saw that I thought, hey, this ain't right. Doesn't mean I have to go and message the ones that I'm seeing them do it. And are you honestly telling me that they would have listened to me? When people have come up and said in the boxes, I've seen other behaviour. We heard of people today in those boxes talking about other behaviour, which I didn't know about, because believe it or not, I don't go around sitting watching the Cam2s, because if I don't like something, I tend to say, I don't think that's great, and I move on. But other people have seen stuff. So do you think those type of people that do those things are going to listen to me? And if the Cam2s aren't doing those type of things, my comment wasn't aimed at them. If you've got a Cam2 that is not sending people over to wind Alphaville up, my comment wasn't aimed at you. It's called, look, if the dick fits, suck it, bitch. If the dick don't fit, then you don't have to suck it. Unless you want
This is fucking no dick to bleed you. Shut up.
to suck the dick,
I love that.
then I won't get involved in
I've
that.
changed how my FYP looks, because I don't go in there. I don't go and watch the Cam2s. If I see them, I scroll past them. If anyone's live that I don't like, I scroll past it. I don't do it because I don't, like Quirky says, I don't approve of what they've done. The way that they're deliberately sending people in to wind Orion up,
That one thing, and it was just like, guys, if we know they're going to fly off the handle and do something stupid that you're saying that you don't want them to do, if you're saying you don't want them to do that,
but they do, because otherwise, why would they sit there and watch Orion for 6, 7, 8, 10 hours a day just to get that 10 minutes of him, flipping out and having a meltdown? Because obviously it'll bring people into them and it'll make them money, but them sending people in to watch him is making Orion money, because he gets money every time people go in. So they don't bloody realise that,
Not all the Cam2s. It's not all the Cam2s. It might be, but I don't.
A minority.
When I was asked who was sending people over, as soon as I mentioned a name, I was jumped upon for, how dare you mention that person's name? How amazing. You've asked for
I could name 3. I could name 3 that I've seen doing it. I'm not going to name people, but I could name 3 that I've seen do it.
But the night I was asked to mention a name, as soon as I mentioned it, was, how dare you mention someone's name when they're not here to defend themselves? Well, when I'm doing the FYP, do you think I go and message all the people I'm covering that day and go, oh, Lisa Manji, Sobriety Jack, Annette, whoever else were covering that day. Freaking Tara, do you think I invite Tara Atfield into my fucking box to defend? No, I don't. I don't invite anybody.
Yeah.
A rare occasion, I've said to people, I'm doing a live, would you like to come in? And that was because I was trying to find out this situation and try and calm it down. And look what that happened. The situation the person turned out to be a freaking liar, so I won't be doing that again.
have to be so careful on this app. There's so many people that are dodgy, liars, and God knows what else. It's very rare to find people that are normal, that you can have a normal conversation with, and there not be any grief after. I ended up with a group of people and they caused me nothing but grief. And I often see them come past in, when they've obviously changed their account, and I just quickly block them all. I'm not interested in all of that. I just don't want to know. I just want to have a peaceful chat, or not a chat, and just watch the thing and then come off. And I don't understand the grief. I don't understand it.
He said, I intended to keep my mouth shut because I thought, look, I've said my piece, it didn't go down well, which proves that if I'd have said it in an inbox, it wouldn't have gone down well. You guys generally do good work. I just disagree with this one bit. We'll all go our separate ways. But it's been brought back up by someone else. I'm being accused of all sorts of freaking shitty things. So I ain't going to keep my mouth shut. Am I going to be able to change those people's minds? Absolutely not, because it just proves they cannot tell me what makes me an Alphaba supporter, despite saying, hi Katie, all Alphaba's behaviour is shitty, disgusting, awful, and I will continue to call out the bad behaviour, but I just don't agree with poking the bear. And if you don't think I'm poking the bear, then that comment isn't aimed at you. If you do go round going to Alphaba, wind them up so that they have an explosion, then I personally don't think that is right.
Right.
I do need, and I have learned, and it is correct, that I do need to make sure that I word things, that I'm not the authority on how people should do things. I do need to make sure that I'm wording things better.
Yeah, they are. They do poke the bear.
I need to make sure that I'm wording things and make sure it is my personal opinion on things, and make sure that I'm doing that. That is something I do need to work on, and that I need to, to make sure that I'm doing better on that, because at the end of the day, it's only my opinion. And they say, oh, but you're entitled to your opinion, but nobody else is entitled to theirs. It's like, yeah, you're entitled to an opinion, but if you're going to say that I'm an Alphaba supporter, you're stating that as a fact, you need to, I think you're an Alphaba supporter, but then when I ask you what makes you think that, a response would be nice, not just, oh, you're an Alphaba supporter. Well, that sounds like a fact. I'm not Alphaba's mod. And also, for this, I'm going to be a bit lucky here.
Go on, let it out.
Mod, I thought some of these lovely Cam2 groups were going around and saving people that had been mind twisted by Alphaba, so who's going to come save me? And if I'm Alphaba's mod and I've had my mind twisted, I'm a vulnerable person. I'm not, this is me being sarcastic, but I am a vulnerable person. I have got issues with my FND, my epilepsy. I'm a vulnerable person. Somebody come fucking save me.
I'll come save you, sweetheart. Every time.
And can I just say that not only is Quirky not an Alphaba mod, nor are the rest of us Quirks an Alphaba mod. In fact, I've been blocked by him.
That we're doing. So, Katie, see, people are going to come save me. So,
I'm too old to be a mod for Alphaba.
Baby bias. It's crazy, and they're spreading awareness, and there's provoking him to get a crash out, and that's all that I said. And not all of them are doing it, and the ones that were doing it wasn't doing it all the time. It was just sometimes, and that's all I said. And I never said that they sent people in to tell them to hurt themselves. I just said that winding them up could cause them to do something fucking stupid. Can somebody let who's requesting to come up?
Can you kick me out, sweetheart?
Yeah, of course I can, Willow. Thank you for joining.
Hi, Jordan.
My darling.
Hello, dickheads. You all right?
Yeah, you okay, my darling?
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Don't keep quiet all this long. I thought I'd let them go this, but it's not them, it's their stupid followers.
That's what I'm saying.
They're dickheads. Complete and utter dickheads.
I have a new allergy. It's called people.
Nobody can give me a response of how me saying one thing that I disagreed with makes me an Alphaba supporter.
All I'm going to say is what Baby Bat said to me and Caitlin about 20 minutes ago. She said that people need to go and touch some grass, and I said it's gone past the point of touching grass now. What people need to do is take themselves outside, get a couple of fistfuls of grass, bring it inside, chop it up and snort it. You need it in your bloodstream. Touching it's not enough.
Oh, thank you, Eddie. I don't want anyone to think that this has affected me. I think now not venting was really bothering me because everybody was like being really supportive and going, don't comment, don't feed the trolls, don't comment, let's let it die. And I'm just like, I just stop pressing videos I want to do and I want to say things.
And the thing is, like, everyone's going to have an opinion, and this is the thing. When you're on the internet, everyone's going to have a preconceived opinion of who you are because of what they've seen about you. But none of yous know half of the shit that I've been through in my entire life, yeah? I only give yous lot what I feel comfortable in giving you. Do any of yous know my address? No, you don't, because, you know... You...
Stop talking really high-pitched and angry now because putting on that fake... Somebody told me that just because I speak softer than everybody else doesn't make me really better, and I can't put on this fake outrage anymore.
Who cares? Like, it's just TikTok. It's just feckin' TikTok, yo. Like...
Be you, do you know what I mean? Don't worry about anyone else, just be you.
If you're in my garden, baby back, can you cut my grass? Thank you.
Hello, Lolly.
Pull some weeds.
Auntie B knows my address.
I do
Auntie
know.
B, you're going to come to talk me.
Yeah, so I'm popping round tomorrow afternoon. Is that okay?
Yes, fine, I'll get
Yeah, that's right.
Myself as an awareness person.
I'm knocking.
I don't believe that I'm an awareness person because, in my opinion, I'm going to have to learn to say that. In my opinion, to be awareness, you should do things in a very certain way, and I don't think I'm capable of doing that because I'd fuck it up. I think that you should have to follow. I'm going to make that book. I know someone said they want to buy it, but I'm going to make that book. I'm going to call it Quirky's Beliefs on Awareness.
I mean, I've got both Flitty's address and Michelle's address, so I could go round to either of them for a cup of tea, couldn't I?
No, I think the point that I was trying to make with that, like, yeah, okay, so it is important information about a person and whatnot, but it like I said, people will have preconceived misconceptions of you because of how they seen you come across it, and people will seem like it's a really weird kind of like parasocial relationship with some of these creators because you don't know them from Adam, you know, like if you're in a big live that's got like X amount of hundreds, X amount of people in there, like, I don't know, like, I mean, okay, so one of my videos has gone viral right now and I cannot keep up with the comments for the life of me, but you're just a person in a live, like these people, like, yeah, okay, you might feel heard, you might feel seen, but they don't know you, like... It's a parasocial relationship. Like, I'm not gonna try and defend people that I don't know because I don't know them.
Go on, Lolly.
Yeah,
well,
sorry, Lolly.
No worries. I just think it's also really interesting the formatting of this app, in that you can be in a live and you'll notice that the numbers are always kept in tiny little fonts. Have you ever recognised that? Like, you can't really keep track of how many hundreds of people are in a live. This is such an abstract thought, but like in a way it makes people sort of forget that they're talking to X amount of people, as Jordan was saying, like hundreds and hundreds of people, and you just see faces but you don't see the other hundreds of faces. It's just very strange, and as Jordan was saying as well, parasocial relations with people, like, I'm sure that people are so outrageously inappropriate on this app, and it's not okay. And I do feel for you on that.
Like, I get it. Like, if you want to defend somebody, you can defend them, but at the end of the day, like, blindly defending somebody just because somebody might have said something mean or something that you don't agree with or something that got that creator's bloody underwear in a twist, why? They don't need you to go to their fucking, like who cares? Why are you coming to battle for them? Like, are they not big enough and like ugly enough to do it themselves? It was dumb.
What really annoyed me is in that it was the same 4 people commenting, Quirky's a liar, it's like, what have I lied about? Everything I said people have done this, and then I had a screen recording of the person that I said had done this, so I didn't lie, that is what I said. The other thing that was accusing me of, no, I didn't, and you have no proof, and I have a screen recording of exactly what I did. And it's like, you constantly commenting the same, like spamming the chat with something. And then when I address that, you're saying I'm making it all about me. Well, if you're going to spam the chat, I'm going to respond to you in a live.
And like, I mean, I'm sure that there are people on the outside like watching this now, because there are people, we know that there are people like watching, and they might not like something that I've said, but unless you know I'm talking about you, you don't know shit. So sorry, like, come to me, ask me, and I'll give you my words.
Typical judge a book by its cover scenario, to be fair.
Legit.
Literally, I don't mind. I've on my block list. There's only a very few number of people. There's people that think that I probably. In fact, if you're on the outside, you don't need to sit on the outside. Come in, we will talk. I'm not an untalkable person, because you might think because I've said one bad thing that you see bad that I think everything else you do is bad. I don't. Just one thing, one little thing. So if you think I'm an alphabet sympathiser, what do you think I think of you then? If I can sympathise with alphabet, I'll probably sympathise with you. Overflowing with empathy, but I don't sympathise with alphabet, especially knowing what they do about children. It's fucking shitty. But what I don't want you to do is fuck up all the good work you're doing by doing one shitty thing.
Right,
Because I'm frustrated with how much of a twat they are. Don't fuck up all the hard work you're doing, or just admit that you like taking the piss out of them.
Yeah.
Can I drop you, AD, just because you're on mute?
Yeah, that's fine.
I think. Sorry, Z.
Right, go on,
Yeah,
Lily.
empty box. If somebody does want to come in and talk, if anybody does feel like they need to clear the air, I am here for the next half an hour at least. My back's not too bad.
I'll pop off as well, so there's more. Just give me a shout if you need me.
Yeah, I think I can only stand with one person shouting at me at a time.
Bye, George.
Oh, well, I was saying, I think a lot of some of the cam tours do an amazing job. I've got to the point where I can't watch any of it now. There are so many cam tours out there now who are they're doing that, I'm going to join on bandwagon, but they are taking things too far, and they're not realising that too farness is actually going to portray Alpha Ryan as the victim, because he's going, oh, look what they've done to me, so I've got every reason to act like this. They don't bloody see it, and that's what's so frustrating.
That is all I was trying to say. And you can't tell me if we'd messaged them and said, guys, you know, I get it. Do we think this? Any of them would have listened? Because I'm telling. Who was it that I was? Oh, I was I'm not going to say who I was speaking to, but I'm close to one of the people that cam to Kirsten that doesn't do it anymore. And I had this phone conversation with them, and they said, no, I wouldn't have listened. And you'd have said that to me before I became aware, I would not have listened.
Yeah.
So
You can't see it. Unfortunately, they're so invested now. That's TikTok is their drug. It's their legal drug. It's their class A drug. For many of us, TikTok is your class A drug.
And I don't want to hear about, we're not going to accuse them of clout chasing, which I believe I did do. Yeah, I did do. At this point, I don't freaking care. I don't care about the clout chasing. I don't care about the money. I care about this is a bad person. Alphabet is a cunt. We want them to not be a cunt, or we want them off the app, or whatever. But
We all wanted him off the app. We didn't like what he was doing. We all wanted him off the app. He shouldn't be on here. He needs a facility where he can get the right help for themselves to become a better human being. Because he clearly doesn't know how to be a human being.
the truth is, they're not going to. I hate to break this to people, but unless they break the law and they're going to go to prison, they are not going to come off the app. They would need to have the law. There is a legal thing where the law can make you not come onto the app. It's not going to happen. So you just need to get
Dolls.
parents away.
Hiya, baby bat.
What did you
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, there was a lot of things that I actually agreed with. I forget the host's name from that live that you were just on.
Weeps.
Oh yeah. There was I think that sometimes the message is lost with people that are so passionate about when they think they're behind a cause, you know what I mean? Like anybody that's not with them is against them. And I think a lot of this is a case of that. Like people don't understand how you can't just hate Elphaba and hate everything they do and have this disdain for them, and people just don't get it. Like, but for me personally, I'm in a different country in my country, there's hundreds of alphabas. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a very niche thing in a country as small as the UK. So I can understand why people are so involved and invested. But for me, I see an alphaba every 5 videos on my FYP. Like, that's very, very common here, to have a dickhead who hides behind some form of being different as far as like trans or whatever the case may be. Like, that's really fucking common here. So it's not like as outrageous for me as it would be for somebody in a country where there's not that many people like that. So I get that aspect of it. But then there's also, somebody said this earlier to me. I'm not going to say who, but she, she's here. It's a good point. You're cam 2ing to raise awareness, and then the people that are cam 2ing and the people that are watching these cam 2s are saying that they're so triggered by this person.
Right.
So why are you watching? Like, just don't watch them. Block them. I've blocked the hashtags. I've blocked the user. I don't see them on my FYP. I barely see any of the cam 2s. It doesn't bother me that people do it, but I personally wouldn't spend 4 to 5 to 8 hours of my day watching that person if I have such a problem with them. For me, that makes no fucking sense at all.
Was the comment muted? Are you okay, Lolly? Was that aimed at you?
Yeah. It was, it's just standard. But thanks. I was gonna say something, but you did it already in your initiative. Thank you.
Yeah, it's.
Thanks.
I get that the cam 2s, and I think Sim said 99% of what they're doing is amazing, and that they're raising awareness for people that don't know about them. And there's a way. Yeah, can we get rid of that one as well? There's a way of doing it, but it does seem a bit obsessive. That's
the word, obsessive. I don't mind saying it. They can come and fight me if they want. If that's such an issue with everybody to have an opinion. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit. But
we're allowed it, but it's, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. That's what
right. Like, that's their niche. That's their content. But also, don't bitch about how triggering somebody is, and then sit and watch them all day, every day, and expose them to all these other people that have never seen them. You are literally introducing this person to people that have never seen them. You're not just making awareness. You're introducing this character to people that may not have known about them.
Sorry, babe. It's almost hypocritical.
We've gone from having Alphabet be on live, being potentially triggering, to then having how many other cam 2s of Alpha being on live, so that triggering behaviour is now
exactly.
But people can do what they want to do. I'm just mad on a personal level. Again, my life, I can speak in here and be going, hey, it's not about me. I am, because it's my life. I called out one situation. Hello, sweetheart. Called out one situation that I didn't think was right. One situation. Winding up the wasp nest by hitting it with a bat to get the angry behaviour. There's no need to do it. It will do the angry behaviour and twatty behaviour on its own. There's no need to do it. That's all I'm saying.
As you're saying, Works, it seems quite vindictive. Like, honestly, why on earth project any kind of negativity towards your... Like, surely we can compose ourselves and have, like, adult differences of opinion. There's no need for, like... And I do find it bitchy. And do you know what I mean?
I agree.
Do you know what I don't? This isn't the cam 2s, and I hate using the word because it associates all the cam 2s, and it won't be all the cam 2s. This isn't the people that host the lives that's doing it. This is their followers. And same as I can't control my followers, they can't control their followers.
No, but what I don't understand, and maybe it's me being a bit, I don't know, naive or whatever, but I don't understand how people can spend so many hours on live, like overnight or during the day, when, there's a lot of life going on out there, or they've got children or they've got jobs or whatever. What the bloody hell are they doing,
Yeah, I don't get that. How do you have the time? How does anybody have the time?
I just don't understand it myself. We've got other things to
comment on that, because how people run their lives and what goes off in the background and stuff is their business.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. I'd say it's just, maybe it's just me. I just don't understand it myself.
I agree. And then the people, some of the people that were giving you shit in the chat on that other live, I replied back to one of them and I said, well, why don't you rise and tell her about it then? You know what I mean? Like,
person
literally.
has been able to come and explain to me how I am an Elphaba supporter because I said that winding Elphaba up, winding Elphaba up is not helpful to the cause.
Yeah. Well, I said, why don't you rise and tell her about it? And they said, oh, I'm ill. Okay, but you're not too ill to sit here and spam the chat for 20 minutes and call her a liar and everything else.
I'm not entirely sure. The thing is, I'm not entirely sure with what I was lying about because nobody ever managed to, like, tell me what I was lying about. So
It's just because you said something about somebody they like. That's all it is.
Yeah,
and we've all been there. We've all defended our friends like that. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not cool when you're on the receiving end of it, obviously.
It's just like, what if I lied about and then I'll be able to go, oh shit, did I say that? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. No, you're right. So I can hold my hands up, or I can go, bullshit, because I've got screen recordings and shit.
Yeah.
Believe me, guys, when people have started accusing me of stuff from lives and stuff, I have gone and grabbed and gone, can I have that snippet from that, please? Because I want to see if I did say something, because I have held my hands up. I am sorry that, not if, I'm going to say that I worded it in such a way that I came across as the authority on how to tell people how to run their lives. I should not have done that.
And I do agree with that, Quirky. I do think that some things stay out of it. You know what I mean?
That is the only thing I am sorry for. In terms of me feeling that people should not send people over into Elphaba's lives to wind them up, they should not do that. It's not helpful. And it's not everyone. Some people do it off their own back. People absolutely do it off their own back, and I think they're just as shitty because going into their comment section, being there and commenting helps his algorithm, or her algorithm, or their algorithm, or whatever you want to refer to them as at this point.
But like I told you before, Quirks, like everything Elphaba related is entirely cursed. Like it's always gonna. It leads back to this person, Elphaba, and it's like it's such a toxic, as you said, bee's nest. It's such a toxic, and it's his fault. It's at the end of the day, if you want to begrudge anyone, I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, the cam tours, but also it's so bad that he is affecting people not only within a small circle, but like wider circles outside of that, like the cam tours, and then people that disagree with the cam tours, and then people that just observe the cam tours. It's actually quite miraculous how big his sphere of influence is. It's actually quite miraculous.
Hope's just made a very good point, and this is why I say these people haven't watched us long enough to know that we've done this. Hope has just said, I disagree, not everyone can go into boxes. And that's a very good point. Sometimes it's on anxiety, sometimes they've not got enough knowledge, sometimes they might not be in a good space. So that is actually a good point. So
right, but that wasn't their reasoning. Their reasoning was, no. I'm home ill, I can't join a box. Like, okay, but you're sitting here talking shit.
They could have also given a reason in the chat, and I would say if your anxiety is too much to explain yourself, then just
Well, I'm going to jump because obviously there's men that I need to kick and block from my own personal page. Like, what idiots, what absolute psychopaths. So I needed to go and do that. But
when don't you?
Yeah, God, they're awful, aren't they? They're terrible. Anyway, thanks for the live and keep your head up and everything like that.
Sending you love,
Lolly. Take care, babe.
Yeah.
Sending you
Hi,
love.
Lolly.
I'm gonna go too. I'm ill. Okay, bye.
I'm actually going this. I've been on long enough to see if any of the people would come in and give me a reason of why I'm an Elphaba supporter, because I didn't know I was one. I didn't know I was a mod. Again, I'm
Elphaba's mod. Fuck you.
But again,
I love Baby Pat.
one thing I disagreed with. One thing.
Yeah.
I gave names. I showed proof of the names doing the one thing I disagreed with. The rest, I get it. They're doing amazing work showing the awareness of the cunty, shitty things this person does. I should not have come across as the authority on telling other people how to run their lives. But I am allowed my opinion as you are yours, but I back up my opinion as why I think that. And I do not owe anybody personally messages. I do not owe anybody I'm going to give my opinion on this clip of you. I will not be going around messaging other people, let alone the other FYP people like Angie, Sobriety Jack, or anybody. So I do not intend to cover this again. It is unfortunate that somebody else brought this up, and that's why this has all come again. I hope that the Cantus can carry on doing their awareness, because it is very important that what Alphabet is doing at the moment involving minors is brought to people's attention, and we can all go back to normal. As for the people that want to go around saying I'm lying or whatever, can somebody just please message me and tell me what I'm lying about? Because if it's that stupid fucking, again, if it's that stupid video that Blackpool Banter on his gingerbread account has done, what it was I said, if you are privy to information that we don't know about, that you obviously are not going to tell us, which is understandable, then we have to go off the information that we do know. The information you know, tell us might have changed our mind, but we don't know it, so we have to go off the information we do know. I understand how that may not be twisted, but that wasn't me trying to blackmail you into giving us that information. That is me just trying to explain to you that information. We have to go off the information that we do know. Fuck you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.